Jason Statham, born July 26, 1967, is an English actor and martial artist renowned for his roles in action thriller films, often portraying tough, gritty, or violent characters. He is credited with reviving action films in the 2000s and 2010s. By 2017, his films had grossed over $1.5 billion, £1.1 billion in ticket sales, establishing him as one of the most bankable stars in the industry. Statham started practicing Chinese martial arts, kickboxing, and karate recreationally in his youth while working at local market stalls. An avid footballer and diver, he was part of Britain's national diving team and represented England at the 1990 Commonwealth Games. His early experience working at market stalls inspired his roles in Guy Ritchie's crime films Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, 1998, and Snatch, 2000. The commercial success of these films led Statham to star as Frank Martin in the Transporter trilogy, 2002 to 2008. He further cemented his status as a Hollywood leading man with roles in heist and action thriller films such as The Italian Job, 2003, Crank, 2006, War, 2007, The Bank Job, 2008, The Mechanic, 2011, Spy, 2015, and Mechanic, Resurgence, 2016. Despite some commercially and critically unsuccessful films, such as Revolver, 2005, Chaos, 2005, In the Name of the King, 2007, 13, 2010, Blitz, 2011, Killer Elite, 2011, Hummingbird, 2013, and Wildcard, 2015. He found renewed success with ensemble action series, The Expendables, 2010 to 2014, and the Fast and Furious franchise, notably as Deckard Shaw in several films, including the spin-off Hobbs and Shaw, 2019. His early life. Jason Statham was born on July 26, 1967 in Shirebrook, Derbyshire, to dancer Eileen, née Yates, and street seller Barry Statham. His father also worked various jobs, including house painting, coal mining, and singing in the Canary Islands. Statham later moved to Great Yarmouth, Norfolk, where he chose to practice martial arts instead of following his father's path in the local market stalls. He grew up with football player Vinnie Jones, who introduced him to football, leading Statham to play for the local grammar school from 1978 to 1983. He shared a passion for football with diving, training daily to perfect his diving techniques and spending 12 years on Britain's national swimming squad. He competed for England in the 10-meter, 3-meter, and 1-meter diving events at the 1990 Commonwealth Games. In a 2003 interview with IGN, he described his time with the national squad as a great experience that taught him discipline, focus, and certainly keeps you out of trouble. Statham's media career began when he was spotted by Sports Promotions, an agency specializing in sports modeling, while training at London's Crystal Palace National Sports Centre. He secured modeling contracts with Tommy Hilfiger, Griffin, and Levi's for their 1996 spring/summer collections and became a model for French Connection in 1997. A spokesperson for the brand explained their choice, saying, "We chose Jason because we wanted our model to look like a normal guy. His look is just right for now, very masculine and not too male model-y." Despite his modeling work, Statham still had to make ends meet by following in his father's footsteps as a street seller, selling fake perfume and jewelry on street corners. He also made small appearances in music videos, including Comin' On by The Shaman in 1993, Run to the Sun by Erasure in 1994, and Dream a Little Dream of Me by The Beautiful South in 1995. His professional career. While working as a model for French Connection, Jason Statham crossed paths with budding British director Guy Ritchie, who was in the process of developing a film and required a street-smart con artist. Aware of Statham's background as a former black market salesman, Ritchie selected him for the role of Bacon in his 1998 crime comedy thriller, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. The film received positive reviews from both critics and audiences, significantly boosting Statham's visibility. He earned £5,000 for his portrayal in the movie. Statham's second collaboration with Ritchie came in the 2000 film, Snatch, where he portrayed Turkish alongside renowned actors like Brad Pitt, Dennis Farina, and Benicio del Toro. The movie grossed over $80 million worldwide, and Statham's compensation for his role increased to £15,000, 3 times more than his first film. This success led Statham to Hollywood, where he appeared in 2 films in 2001. The science fiction action horror film, Ghosts of Mars, and the science fiction martial arts action film, The One. With his growing reputation, Statham landed the lead role of driver Frank Martin in the 2002 action movie, The Transporter, written by Luc Besson. He showcased his skills in Wing Chun, karate, and kickboxing for the role. The film's popularity spawned 2 sequels, Transporter 2, 2005, and Transporter 3, 2008. He also took on supporting roles in Mean Machine, 2002, The Italian Job, 2003, and Cellular, 2004, where he portrayed the main antagonist. In 2005, Statham reunited with Ritchie for the film Revolver, which unfortunately received negative reviews and underperformed at the box office. He demonstrated his versatility by tackling a dramatic role in the independent film London in 2006, followed by the lead role in the action-packed Crank. Statham's promotion of Crank at the 2006 San Diego Comic-Con convention further solidified his action star status. 2008 saw Statham starring in the British crime thriller The Bank Job and the remake of Death Race, originally released in 1975. Film critics like Armand White praised Statham's rise as an action star, citing Transporter 3 as a standout example of his prowess. Chris Hewitt of Empire magazine noted Statham's evolution into a new action hero capable of delivering both gritty one-liners and impressive martial arts sequences reminiscent of Jackie Chan. In 2009, Statham embarked on the development of a new film penned by David Peoples and Janet Peoples. Describing the project, Statham explained, "We've got a movie we're trying to do, written by David Peoples and Janet Peoples, in the vein of an old film, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. It's not a remake or anything, but it's a little bit like that, about relationships and how greed contaminates the relationships these 3 people have." The working title is The Grabbers. Additionally, he returned to his role as Chev Kelios in the 2009 sequel Crank, High Voltage. In 2010, Statham shared the screen with action veterans such as Sylvester Stallone, Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, and Mickey Rourke in the ensemble action film, The Expendables. Portraying Lee Christmas, a former SAS soldier adept in close-quarters combat with knives, Statham contributed to the film's commercial success. The Expendables debuted at number 1 in multiple countries, including the United States, the United Kingdom, China, and India, accumulating a total worldwide gross of $274 million. In his initial film of 2011, Statham took on the lead role in the remake of the 1972 Charles Bronson film, The Mechanic, portraying Arthur Bishop. A theatrical trailer showcasing Statham's character, shooting a man's head off, faced a ban from the Advertising Standards Authority due to its depiction of excessive violence. However, his performance in The Mechanic garnered positive reviews from critics both in the United States and the United Kingdom. The Guardian applauded his portrayal, noting his now customary efficiency in crafting an entertaining hitman thriller. The New York Times described Statham as sleek as a bullet and praised the film as a more potent recharge of the original. The Daily Telegraph hailed him as England's best export to action movies in just about forever, citing his blend of toughness and gentlemanly demeanor. Returning to British cinema, Statham starred in the police drama Blitz as Detective Sergeant Tom Brandt, receiving mixed reviews. While Kath Clake of The Guardian found it not half bad and oddly entertaining, the film failed to impress universally. He then appeared in the action film Killer Elite, based on real events chronicled in Sir Ranulph Fiennes' novel, The Feathermen. Statham portrayed assassin Danny, who emerges from retirement to aid a friend played by Robert De Niro. Despite its intriguing premise, the film faced financial losses and critical disdain. In August 2011, Statham commenced filming Parker under the direction of Taylor Hackford, released in January 2013. Portraying the criminal antihero previously depicted by Mel Gibson and Lee Marvin, Statham's performance received mixed reviews. A.O. Scott of the New York Times commented on Statham's portrayal, highlighting his comfort with his action-oriented persona. By 2012, a BBC News report estimated Statham's cumulative box office earnings over his 10-year film career, 2002 to 2012, to exceed $1 billion, solidifying his status as one of the industry's most reliable stars. He also signed on to reprise his role as Lee Christmas in The Expendables 2 in 2012, In 2013, Statham made a cameo appearance in Fast and Furious 6 as the brother of the antagonist, Owen Shaw, played by Luke Evans. He reprised this role as the main antagonist in Furious 7, released in April 2015. Additionally, he starred opposite James Franco in the thriller Homefront, written by Sylvester Stallone, and headlined the British thriller Hummingbird. Critics praised Hummingbird for pushing Statham's acting abilities to new heights, with The Guardian's Mark Kermode noting his attempt to diversify his roles, broadening his dramatic range. In a departure from his usual action-oriented roles, Statham made a cameo appearance in Calvin Harris's music video Summer in 2014, portraying one of the car racers. He also returned as Lee Christmas in The Expendables 3. Despite the film receiving critical backlash, it achieved significant box office success. In 2015, Statham starred in the action comedy Spy alongside Melissa McCarthy, Jude Law, and Rose Byrne. The film was a commercial hit and praised for showcasing Statham's comedic talents. Empire magazine reported on the development of a sequel to Spy in late 2015, with plans to expand Statham's character, Rick Ford. His performance in Spy earned him a nomination for the Critics' Choice Award for Best Actor in a Comedy. In late 2015, Statham was offered a 3-film contract to reboot the Transporter series but declined due to concerns about the lack of a script and dissatisfaction with the compensation package. There was speculation about Statham's interest in playing James Bond in the future, with some critics and the public advocating for his casting based on his suave demeanor and action credentials. The sequel to his 2011 film, The Mechanic, was slated for production in late 2016 and announced under the title Mechanic: Resurrection. It proved to be a significant commercial success in international film markets, grossing $109.4 million worldwide. Forbes labeled it as Statham's 7th biggest earner and his most lucrative solo film project to date. In February 2017, Statham appeared alongside Gal Gadot in a 30-second Super Bowl advertisement for Wix.com during Super Bowl 51. CNET reported that the advertisement reached 22 million user impressions. Statham was approached to reprise his role in the Fast and Furious franchise once again in 2016. The resulting film, The Fate of the Furious, released in April 2017, enjoyed commercial success despite mixed critical reception. Statham's comedic timing and on-screen chemistry with fellow actors garnered praise. The film ranked as the 3rd highest grossing film of 2017 and the 12th highest grossing film of all time. Spy 2 was confirmed on February 15, 2018, but director Paul Feig later revealed in 2018 that although a sequel was still a possibility, there was no studio interest in the project. Statham took on the lead role of former naval captain Jonas Taylor in the 2018 action horror film, The Meg, released on August 10th. It achieved significant box office success, grossing $527.8 million worldwide and becoming the highest-grossing U.S.-Chinese co-production ever. In 2019, Statham reprised his role as Deckard Shaw in Fast and Furious Presents: Hobbs and Shaw, a spin-off of the Fast and Furious franchise centered on his and Dwayne Johnson's characters. The film earned $758 million worldwide, ranking as the 10th highest-grossing film of 2019, and received positive reviews from critics, with Statham's performance being particularly praised. About his personal life, Statham has been romantically involved with model Rosie Huntington-Whiteley since 2010. The couple publicly announced their engagement in January 2016, and their son was born in June 2017. Their daughter arrived on February 2, 2022. They currently reside in Beverly Hills, California. Outside of his acting career, Statham finds enjoyment in activities such as wakeboarding, jet skiing, windsurfing, and rock climbing. During the filming of The Expendables 3 in Varna, Bulgaria, he found himself in a precarious situation when a truck he was driving malfunctioned, causing it to veer off the road into the Black Sea. In a 2013 interview with Vanity Fair, Statham passionately advocated for stunt performers to receive recognition, suggesting they should have their own Academy Award category. He emphasized the risks these individuals undertake and lamented the lack of acknowledgement they receive compared to actors who often take credit for their work. In 2014, Statham was honored with induction into the International Sports Hall of Fame for his contributions to the entertainment industry. That's all we have for you about Jason Statham. Remember to subscribe and leave us a comment.